once we've sold the house, there might be some money left over for a weekend trip. Hey, you could take Rose to Waterland.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, she's been bugging us all summer to take her there.
And then I'll take her again when it's my turn.
Yeah, she'll get to go twice.
Double the fun.
Yeah, double the fun.
Hey everybody, welcome to Play, Ranked, Share, the show where I play the marquee PlayStation 5 titles, create an ever-evolving ranking of the best PlayStation 5 games, and share my opinions with you. My name is Tyrus, and this episode is focused on It Takes Two. After finally beating It Takes Two on our co-op-centric show, The Co-op Couch, I think it's important to highlight some key takeaways from It Takes Two and where it stands in the Game of the Year discussion in the coming months. While this game released over 6 months ago, I think it's still important to discuss the game for this show to provide context for the ever-important best PlayStation 5 game rankings. Additionally, as you will note throughout my review, It Takes Two is a truly special game and helps push the boundaries of what a co-op-centric game can be. For the uninitiated, It Takes Two is a co-op exclusive game made by Hazelight Studios, whose founder is of the Fuck the Oscars fame.
Okay, can you swear here? Can you swear?
swear,
Okay.
on the internet.
Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! I'll tell you! This is bullshit!
And published by EA. This 13-hour experience has players taking control of either Cody or May, the two partners of a marriage that is rapidly falling apart. Thanks to the tear-filled wish of their daughter Rose, the estranged couple are put under a spell and transformed into animated dolls, and must work together to return back to their normal lives and to their daughter. To return to normal, the couple must follow the teachings and challenges of Dr. Hakim, a relationship help advice book brought to life by Rose. Throughout their whimsical adventure, Cody and May learn about where their relationship went wrong and how they can improve as a couple to be there for their daughter Rose. It Takes Two blows any expectations out of the water on what is expected from a primarily co-op game. Never at any point are Cody and May two skins of a similar character. Instead, they are each fleshed out with their own unique abilities and attributes throughout each of the 6 main levels of the game. Partnership is weaved into the core of It Takes Two. Rarely is there a puzzle present that can be solved with the abilities of just one character. Instead, both Cody and May are needed. Players must properly communicate with one another to ensure that they are both on the same page to tackle the obstacles in their way. It is mandatory to play It Takes Two in a co-op experience. There's no option for single player. I love how bold of a move that is, and how Hazelight has committed to this before with their prior release, A Way Out. Many companies nowadays don't even offer a couch co-op experience, like the recently released Back 4 Blood. It Takes Two instead embraces split-screen co-op and makes a unique and mandatory game to play for anyone that has a gaming partner. The moment-to-moment gameplay of It Takes Two is such a joy to experience. The developers appear to have made sure that no one moment or concept overstays its welcome. It Takes Two is a 3D platformer at its core, but a genre-defying game in the moments in between. With homage to arcade shooters, 2D fighters, and even Mario Kart, It Takes Two continually seeks to put the players into new environments and situations that allow the player to use gameplay mechanics in different ways. This does create a bit of a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none syndrome for It Takes Two. No moment in the game feels particularly exceptional in gameplay, but regardless of that, I was continually impressed and entertained with the variety of gameplay mechanics that were being thrown at me. Graphically, I do think it's comical how strikingly similar the humanoid versions of Cody and May look in comparison to characters from the last Hazelight game, A Way Out. It was a thought I had trouble shaking at first, as the tone between the two games are completely different, despite graphical representations of the characters to be similar. This is only present at small points in the game, as you spend a large portion of your time as the doll-based characters of Cody and May, which showcase a new art direction for Hazelight. But I do think overall the graphics aren't super impressive, but Hazelight is a smaller team, so it isn't fair to expect the graphics to be the same quality as a game like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, but I think it's still important to note that graphics aren't a strong suit for this game. This doesn't change the fact that the gameplay for It Takes Two is rock solid and never stops being a pleasure to play, so luckily the graphical quality isn't a huge detractor for me. This is the second game that Hazelight has made for EA, and I'm not sure what type of deal the two parties have with each other, and if Hazelight is free to negotiate publishing partnerships with other outfits such as Sony or Microsoft. After this strong reception to It Takes Two, Hazelight has established themselves as the best co-op game studio in the industry, and I imagine every publisher will be seeking to publish their future games if the partnership with EA ever dissolves. I do however think it is more likely that the publishing giant EA officially acquires Hazelight in the next year or so, as they have now released 2 high-quality releases and appear to be on the upswing. It was recently announced that It Takes Two has sold over 3 million copies, and I hope other gaming companies take notice and see the large market there is for co-op dedicated experiences. Come December, I fully expect It Takes Two to be nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. This year has lacked high production masterpiece type games such as God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, and The Witcher 3. I think this provides a unique opportunity for games that would not normally get the spotlight to get nominations for the most prestigious award in gaming. While I expect stiff competition from games such as Resident Evil Village and Deathloop when award season rolls around, I think It Takes Two is such a standout and unique co-op experience that it could be on the inside track to win many different Game of the Year awards. As for me, when I make a video of my personal Game of the Year selections, I have no doubt that It Takes Two will make my list. It oozes creativity at every corner, wildly switching genres on the fly throughout the game. The game positions itself as a continually innovative experience by introducing new mechanics and gimmicks for the player to discover. While none of the different gimmicks or genres they implement overstay their welcome, none are particularly complex either. The story of the game also has heart and can be very funny at times, having me feel for the characters at various apex points of the story, while also not getting so emotionally invested it upsets me. Instead, the game always keeps a largely light tone through its humor. It Takes Two has firmly established the bar for greatness in a co-op centric game. I appreciate the commitment that Hazelight Studios has to the co-op experience by not even allowing the game to be played in single player. Additionally, there are significant signs of craftsmanship by giving each Cody and May completely different special abilities through each of the levels. The story is not complex, but it provides solid motivations for the characters and is enough to keep the player engaged in what's happening. In a video game climate where safe gameplay design decisions are the norm, It Takes Two isn't afraid to take a risk and be bold. It Takes Two is an amazing game, and I give it a score of 9 out of 10. If the past few minutes of me gushing over It Takes Two hasn't been an indicator for you already, I'm going to rank it very high on my list of best PlayStation 5 games. Maybe it's my personal bias towards the 3D platformer, but I believe there's a special sauce in It Takes Two, and it's an absolute must-play for anyone who has a co-op partner they enjoy playing games with. I'm ranking It Takes Two second on my list of best PlayStation 5 games. I briefly consider ranking it at the top of my list, but I still don't think it quite has the high moments in the story or gameplay that I felt while playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. Thank you for watching this episode of Play, Rank, Share. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when future episodes are released. Many future episodes of Play, Rank, Share are in the pipeline, as I have a backlog of reviews to be written. This includes Returnal, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Life is Strange True Colors. Want to see gameplay of It Takes Two? Check out our full Let's Play series on our show, The Co-op Couch. What are your thoughts on It Takes Two? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, don't stop sharing.